This is Stitch. Big Daddy printed him up for my brother's girlfriend's son for his birthday. So that is for Reed Stitch. We're going to talk about this in a second. And welcome back. My name is Lisa. You're watching One Lisa Show, and this is just a quick catch-up video. I don't have a lot to report, so I kind of been prolonging this. And to be honest with you, the Finish That Whip 2026 challenge is over and consumed me the last week and a half. I also was a little under the weather this past Sunday into Monday, and didn't really feel 100% again until Wednesday. I've also had a lot of dental work going on, and I think I'm just worn out. But I did get a make done, and I wanted to share that with you. Let me start with what I'm wearing today. This is an old make of mine. This is a Tilly and the Buttons Frankie tee, and that is in the stretch book. One of my most favorite, worth its weight in gold what you would spend for this book. It has a handful of patterns in it, all about sewing with knits. It was something I didn't know how to do, and it's been a godsend to me because the comfortable clothes, especially in the winter, are 100% worth it. And I've made this so many things so many times. This is the gift that keeps on giving. It is just such a good pattern book, and I love it. Anyway, I talk about it a lot. This is a Raglan style t-shirt, and I'm wearing this today because that is on my plans for this weekend. And hopefully, fingers crossed, I get something done. Starting off with a make, and I did something different. I took some scrap fabric that I had laying around, and I made the Sallie Tomato Lisa bag. It intrigued me because it is named after me. It's not named after me, but we share a name. And it does say to use non-woven fabric, specifically something that's more suitable for a purse. But I had scrap fabric, and I wanted to try my hand at making a bag. I've made some zippered pouches before, and it looked like a fancy zippered pouch with a strap. So this isn't the best, I will tell you that. I used the wrong fabric, but you can still see my chalk marks from when I was marking it. But it was my first foray into a three-dimensional zippered bag, and I actually really like it. I put quilt batting inside, and I was going to initially quilt it so it looked similar to a Vera Bradley bag because I'm a huge fan of Vera Bradley. And I just didn't do it. I just went for it, didn't do it at all. And so it is like a squishy bag. And I used plain quilting cotton for the outside and the inside, quilt batting inside. I doubled up on my quilt batting on the base with some interfacing because I didn't have any of the parts, any of the stuff. And then I bought some D-rings, and I bought a kit on Amazon that had D-rings, the swivel hooks, and the slider. And I think it was like $12 for 90 altogether, so 30 sets. You got 30 of each. And anyway, I love how it looks. I did not interface my strap, and that's where I messed up. I'm not going to undo it and redo it because I don't have any more of the scrap fabric left. And this was a good fabric. It's from Moda, and I really loved it, but I had just enough of it to want to thought, well, if it doesn't turn out, it'll be a good cosmetic bag. And it actually can still be a good cosmetic bag because I can easily take these clips off and boom, for travel, I have a nice soft cushiony bag with a slip pocket inside. And I used an apparel zipper for the zipper. Nothing fancy at all. My first foray into it, and I know a lot of sewists, and a lot of the sewists that I watch make bags. Adam Sews makes great bags. So many of you make beautiful bags. And I was a little nervous to even dive into that because I'm not so much a purse person. I will wear a purse until it falls off me, and then I will just go buy another purse. And I don't buy expensive purses. It's just not my style. I would love a Coach purse, but see, to me, that's still a lot of money. I could buy some fabric with that instead. So I just have a different mindset. But it's called the Lisa bag. It's a free pattern on Sallie Tomato's website, and I just wanted to try it. She has a great tutorial on YouTube. I will put all the links below for all of this. It might take me a day or two to get these links up, but check. And I did like it. It's easy. I actually ordered some cotton canvas from Beyond the Pink Door, so I may make another one exactly like this because I think this could be a good camera bag or a hip bag. I thought it's great. I'm going to use it. I will definitely use it. For a beginner project, it was complicated just enough for me. So I do like this bag a lot. Proud of it. Last weekend, we celebrated my niece's 14th birthday. So we had cake and I went over to my sister's house. My brother was there with his girlfriend and her son, and he's young. I would say he's in single digits, 5, maybe 6. And I asked him when his birthday was, and his birthday is coming up. It's like in a week. And so I said, well, what do you want for your birthday? And he said he wanted my boyfriend, Big Daddy, to make, now he doesn't call my boyfriend Big Daddy, only I do. The kids call him Sneaks a lot. He wanted my boyfriend to make him a stitch with his 3D printer. So we ordered the filament and made a stitch for him. I found a free pattern and it's just really cute. And so Big Daddy said, are you going to show everybody the stitch I made? I said, of course I will. I thought what was interesting is when you have a 3D printer, and we're new to the 3D printing. I don't 3D print, he does. But there is a lot of waste material, just like when you're sewing and you're crocheting or knitting and you have yarn crafts, there's waste material. In the 3D printing world, they call it poop. So he wanted me to share with you all the poop. So I took all of this waste to make this. I thought that was so interesting. It has a discharge that's kind of like a Lego block. And this actually weighs more than this. And then inside is a bunch of the little bits every time it changes color. So we have all these little bits. And I have been trying to think of a way to reuse these. I think some people cut them up, melt them down, but they're like little squiggles of color. And I thought I could easily cut them with scissors. But what I thought, and I'm going to see if I can get you, so they're really tiny little bits. That's when it's changing colors. So you can see it's got a little bit of one color going to the next. What I had thought was I can chop these up with scissors and maybe try my hand at making buttons and putting these in some clear acrylic and making like confetti style buttons. It might be way more work than it's worth, but if it looks good, I probably would sell them on Etsy and see how they go. It's a thought. I need to look more into it, but what are your thoughts? Because some of the colors that come out look really cool together or separate. This I don't know what we would do with, but he wanted me to share Stitchy, and so I did. And now, if you watched my last video, it was an unboxing of the latest Think Pink box from Beyond the Pink Door. And I got this beautiful, beautiful Stuff of Denmark cotton jersey. And I had a couple of ideas of what to make with this. And I'm hoping to do something with it this week. Originally I had thought to do like a Freya dress or to do pajama pants. I didn't know really what to do. And then I remembered I had this pattern. This is McCall 7975, and it's a cute like twist tie front top. It has that nice detail, and it's just a knit shirt. It comes, you can get it with a flare sleeve, short sleeve, or well, more like a cap sleeve or a long sleeve. And I thought this is really cute. Maybe that's what I want to do with this. I haven't 100% decided yet. The size bracket I have is large, extra large, and double X, and I think I would probably be the smallest size, large, on here. What I don't like, as I was reading it, and I'm going to pull this up nice and close so you can see, I want this to kind of pull up nice and close so you can see, but there is a little horizontal seam to help create that twist. And that's what I'm a little nervous. I was checking the Instagram. People love this pattern. There's some good reviews on it on Instagram. Great makes. Maybe with a small ditzy print, I was thinking it might be less noticeable. I don't know. I'm still torn on it. Is it the right shirt pattern for that fabric? I'm still debating. I have 3 of these total. One has a hole in it, and it's, in my mind, not so repairable. I think that shirt's seen its day. I have this one, and I have a striped one. I wore the striped one yesterday, and it has the long sleeves that go all the way down. This one has a 3/4 length sleeve, and I thought these are my favorites because they have a relaxed fit up here, and the raglan style. They're comfy, they're forgiving, so you can wear if you've gained a little weight. It's not a tight shirt to begin with, and just feels good. So last night I had the notion, I don't want to make that McCall's pattern out of this. I want to make this out of this. I want another Frankie tee. Did I call it a Freya? I want another Frankie tee. I was contemplating making a Freya with this, which is more of a form-fitting mock turtleneck style dress and shirt. But I think I'm going to go the route of making this. The other fabric I was thinking of using this week was something that's been in my stash for a while. It's an art gallery print. It is also a knit jersey, and it's definitely thinner, but this time of year, I think this is a good one. I was thinking about making a cocoa t-shirt, or maybe that's what I'll make the McCalls. I haven't quite decided. I don't have too much of this. I think about 1.5 meters, enough to make a shirt. And then with the scraps, I would just make undergarments, knickers, or panties with this. So I'm torn on that. But this is one of those wintry prints where I feel like I should make it now while it's still winter and we still have snow on the ground. And how we're going this winter, we might have snow on the ground a little bit more. We still have a good month to go before spring starts to arrive. Finish That Whip was a great success. So thank you to everybody that's watching this that participated, went through their stash, kind of worked on projects that were half done. There were so many great entries. It was a non-judged contest. It was random draw, and I was very impressed. We had more entries than I thought we were going to get. So I was very pleased, and I can't thank you enough. There are still some winners that have not come forward to claim their prizes. So check my Instagram. If you won a prize, it is my last post on Instagram, and I would love to make sure everybody gets their prizes. Thank you to all the creators that helped promote the challenge as well. I'm so pleased, and we had so many good prizes. But that being said, it wore me out, and I had to take a small break. And then feeling under the weather, I haven't done much otherwise. I did finish that hoodie out of the crushed velvet and gave it to my niece and forgot to take a picture. So I do apologize for that. Did look pretty good with the exception of the stuff that I saw that I didn't like. And that, my friends, is all I have to report today. So I hope you do something creative wherever you are in the world. And let me know in the comments below, do you have a 3D printer and do you have ideas for what to do with that poop? Or that fabric that I got from the Think Pink box, that floral that almost looks like snowflakes. It's just such a beautiful winter-esque fabric. do you think this would look okay making a long sleeve Frankie tee, raglan style t-shirt? Thanks again for watching, and I will see you soon.